Welcome back to Crafting with Amy. I'm Amy, and if you're new here, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, I appreciate you coming back. Today we're going to be making a fabric flower wreath, and I have a 10-inch frame there, but it's not very sturdy, and what I end up using is an 8-inch. You're going to need a 10-inch, 12, whatever size frame you want to use. And you're going to start with the plastic canvas. I had already cut it out for that 10-inch, so I'm going to make it smaller. Keeps sliding all over the place on me. And then I have the fabric is cut at 10 inches by 10 inches. And I sprayed the edges of it with it's a fabric spray glue, just to kind of help it. It won't really take form until after it's all done, then you spray the entire thing with that glue, so it won't look, when I'm done with this video, it won't look like what it will eventually look like, because you have to spray it and then let it dry, give it another spray and let it dry. So now I'm just attaching that plastic canvas. This is just going to be something for our center to go through, and I'm using I believe they're 4-inch zip ties. We'll use that to place some of the petals, and then we will also use a smaller one at the end for the center. And I'm going to use pipe cleaners to attach the petals instead of zip ties. So after you cut all those off, then you just want to turn the little ends over to the back side. And how many petals you're going to need is going to depend on what size frame you use. Like I said, I switched to an 8-inch. I switched to an 8-inch just because it's a more sturdy frame. I got 2 of those at the Dollar Tree for $1.25 now. And then for the petals, you're basically just going to do I saw this on Julie's Wreath Boutique, and I thought it would be neat to make. Take your pipe cleaner and put it at that crossbar, and give it a twist. And I'm having a hard time getting it in there, because you want it to where it won't slide. But like I said, this wreath really won't take form much until at the end when you shape it. And so you're going to go from corner to corner, typical petal like what I normally do. And we're going to put 2 petals in each pipe cleaner. Go halfway in from one corner, halfway from the other corner, and then scrunch it up and then place it in there. And then I'm going to shove this to the back and tighten it up and cut it off, and then just bend it down. Even though I sprayed some of that glue on the edges, like I said, it really won't hold its form until you shape it at the end. And now I'm going on the other crossbar and going to do the same thing with the petals. Just turn them on the back side, just like half in between, and and then scrunch it up. And I don't even remember how many petals I used, or how many squares. Now I'm going on the other crossbar. I'll just give it one twist there because I'm going to put the other. And now I'm going to go in between those. And do the same thing. I'm going to put 2 petals. And on that one, I'm going to put one end through the, I'm going to put it through that canvas to tighten it up. Then I'm going to go in between those other 2. And now we're going to start going into the canvas. And just layer them the same way. Just go in between. I didn't have that one tight enough, so I'm tightening it back up. And the center that we put will cover up those pipe cleaners. On these, I'm just putting 1 petal. Now I'm just filling in more on that canvas. And on those I'm putting 2 petals. And you can cover the back of these with felt or poster board, not foam board. Felt's easier. Just be sure to cut your felt before you start, on that outer ring before you start doing all this. If you use foam board, then you gotta have like a hole punch or something to be able to put the holes in. And like I said, this won't take its shape until you're able to, so even the pictures I take when I'm done aren't what it will eventually end up looking like once you spray it with that glue. And now you're going to need another circle cut out. I just used another wreath form and cut it smaller than the center. And then I'm taking this chunky yarn and I start out with zip ties, but then I end up using the pipe cleaners. I wrap it around 3 of my fingers, I think 3 times. And you've seen me do this before for snowman and bunny. This will not be a weatherproof wreath, so now I'm using the pipe cleaners, chenille stems, fuzzy sticks. It could go in between, depending on humidity and stuff like that, a storm door, but not an outside excuse me, not an outside door. And you just follow this process all the way till you get to the center. I wrap it around 3 fingers about 3 times. And now to attach this, I'm going to use some wire, and I just cut a piece and go down through the center. It's kind of hard to see because you can't see that wire. And since it's on its own grid, I start thinking, I don't know what I was thinking there, why I was going to try to go. But I end up going in the middle. And I get one wire through, and then the other side didn't want to come through, so just had to keep messing with it until it did, because then you want it to come through that, all the way back through that first plastic canvas you put down that's on the very back. And then you just tighten that up, and I use some pliers to tighten it up. And then cut it off. And then I show you I got this spray glue at Dollar Tree, but you just want to take it outside and give it some good, shape it up first and give it some good sprays and let it dry, and then you might need to spray it again. So this picture of the finished product isn't really what it's going to end up looking like after you do all of that. So thank you all for watching, and you all have a good day.